Don't let
Hey,
me start
don't let
telling
this
you.
segment mess our marriage up. I can't really tell you what's wrong with kids, but I can tell you what the hell wrong with parents.
What if the man America trusted to teach us about love, family, and faith was actually hiding Hollywood's darkest secrets?
Honest, violent, horrible. A promiscuous swinger who lied to and cheated on multiple partners. Incredibly, that's how Sean Diddy Combs' own lawyers describe the billionaire music mogul, currently facing serious sex trafficking charges in a New York court.
In a quiet federal courtroom, a deal was made, not just any deal, but one that could detonate decades of carefully guarded power. Diddy, once the king of hip-hop, now cornered by trafficking charges, allegedly handed over something explosive to the feds, a name: Steve Harvey. The same Steve Harvey who built an empire on clean comedy and fatherly advice. The same man who millions turned to for wisdom, now rumored to be the secret puppet master in an underground world of coercion, cover-ups, and elite manipulation. And the twist? Diddy might have done it all for revenge. What started as courtroom whispers is now a full-blown panic in the entertainment industry, because if the files Diddy gave up are real, then no one at the top is safe. In the shadows of a high-profile trial, where Diddy stood accused of everything from trafficking to coercion, something unexpected happened, not in front of the cameras, but behind closed doors. While headlines focused on bail denials and court dates, insiders now claim a quiet negotiation was unfolding. Desperate to dodge a decades-long sentence, Diddy didn't just beg for mercy, he offered a name: Steve Harvey. Yes, that's Steve Harvey, the clean-cut, Sunday best, tell it like it is TV mogul. According to whispers from inside the investigation, Diddy's legal team allegedly handed over files, tapes, and possibly even testimony implicating Harvey in a hidden world few believed existed. This wasn't just a plea deal. It was a power play. Diddy, once untouchable, flipped the script in a way that could unravel the very foundations of Hollywood. The question is, was this just about saving himself or settling an old score? Steve Harvey's name wasn't just a surprise. It was a nuclear shockwave. To the public, he's a role model, a preacher of self-worth and second chances. But according to sources close to the FBI investigation, Harvey is now being examined as a potential key figure in a far-reaching web of secrecy and control. The files Diddy allegedly turned over don't just hint at casual connections. They reportedly include flight records, staff lists, party details, and worst of all, recordings. One law enforcement insider even called it a blueprint for Hollywood's silent power structure. But here's where it gets chilling. Diddy and Steve weren't strangers. Their bond went back decades: private dinners, shared projects, even family introductions. So why betray him now? What made Diddy name this man? Theories are swirling. Some say it was leverage. Others whisper it was revenge. A carefully calculated strike, years in the making. And when you hear what ties them together, it might make more sense than you think. Back in 2019, headlines exploded when Diddy was spotted vacationing with Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, laughing in Italy, dining in Cabo, even posing for cozy family moments. At the time, the internet labeled it creepy, random, maybe even a midlife crisis. But now, in light of what's come out, some are calling it something else entirely: an infiltration. What if it wasn't love? What if it wasn't even about Lori? Multiple sources now speculate that Diddy's involvement with Lori was never about romance. It was about access. Steve Harvey's inner circle is famously impenetrable. But through Lori, Diddy got inside. And what looked like paparazzi shots of a May-December fling may have actually been reconnaissance missions. Every dinner, every photo op, every laugh, a cover for something far more strategic. Insiders say Diddy, grieving the death of Kim Porter at the time, was emotionally vulnerable but also calculated. With the feds now looking into old files and timelines, people are asking, was Lori just a pawn? Was her entire relationship with Diddy orchestrated to get to Steve? And the most unsettling part? If it's true, this wasn't just betrayal. It was war. One that started long before the courtroom, with a smile, a kiss, and a seat at the Harvey family table. For years, Steve Harvey wore the crown of America's favorite father figure, a man who blended humor, faith, and street wisdom into a multi-million-dollar brand. But behind the tailored suits and inspirational speeches, something was rotting. As the FBI digs into Diddy's alleged files, what's emerging isn't just damning, it's deeply unsettling. The same Harvey who told young men how to be kings and women how to think like men is now facing whispers of manipulation, intimidation, and elite-level cover-ups. Former employees have come forward, describing a fortress-like PR machine designed not to tell the truth, but to control the narrative. Crisis protocols were allegedly in place before scandals even happened. Discredit the accuser. Buy silence. Spin the story.
Move on.
Even his ex-wife once accused him of spiritual annihilation in legal filings, a phrase so heavy it sounds like fiction. But now, with mounting pressure and shifting loyalties, that fiction is starting to feel like a blueprint. Syndication deals are under review. Sponsors are nervous. Behind the scenes, sources say Harvey's media empire is bracing for impact. And still, he says nothing. Not a denial. Not a defense. Just silence. And in Hollywood, silence often screams the loudest. What started as Diddy's courtroom nightmare is now turning into a full-blown Hollywood meltdown. Because if what he handed over to the feds is real, encrypted files, video footage, party rosters, call logs, then Steve Harvey is just the first domino. A-list managers are canceling appearances. Celebrities are vanishing from red carpets. Publicists are quitting in record time. One major talk show host skipped back-to-back tapings, reportedly locked in legal meetings. And behind the scenes, it's chaos. A Grammy-winning singer posted cryptically, "When the masks come off, some faces won't survive the light." Then unfollowed a dozen industry elites tied to both Diddy and Harvey. It's not paranoia. It's survival mode. Whispers of NDAs being shredded, phones being wiped, immunity deals being negotiated in secret. High-profile names who once sat side by side at power dinners are now dodging each other's calls. The fear isn't just legal, it's existential. Careers, reputations, legacies, all teetering. Because here's the terrifying truth. No one knows what's on that flash drive. And that's why even the most powerful stars are suddenly looking over their shoulders, wondering not if, but when, their name might hit the headlines next. While the world fixates on Steve, another name is quietly rising in the background, Marjorie Harvey. The woman often seen beside him, smiling, quoting scripture, radiating poise, is now at the heart of a growing mystery. Recently, rumors swirled about an alleged affair between Marjorie and a bodyguard, a story she brushed off as foolishness, laced with Bible verses and vague denials. But here's the thing. Insiders say that reaction wasn't just spiritual. It was strategic.
Why?
Because people close to the investigation are starting to wonder, was that cheating scandal a smokescreen? A distraction planted to keep eyes off something much bigger? Sources claim Marjorie wasn't just the supportive wife. She may have been actively involved in shaping the empire's image. A silent architect of crisis management. A gatekeeper. A strategist. And now, behind the velvet curtains, she's reportedly gone dark. No interviews. No clarifications. Just cryptic posts and sudden absences. Some believe lawyers have advised complete silence. Others say she's preparing for impact. Because if the rumors are true, that she knew what was going on behind the scenes, or worse, helped contain it, then Marjorie Harvey may not just be collateral damage. She might be a key player. For decades, Steve Harvey wasn't just a comedian or a host. He was a mentor. A man who preached faith, resilience, and self-respect to millions. He told us how to love better, live smarter, rise higher. But now, that polished image is cracking. His empire, built on books, broadcasts, and motivational tours, relied on one thing above all, trust. And that trust is dissolving fast. His defenders? Going silent. His peers? Avoiding the subject. His audience? Confused, betrayed, reeling. Behind closed doors, execs are having serious conversations. If the allegations stick, will they pull his shows from syndication? Will the brand survive another week, another month, another headline? Because this isn't just about Steve Harvey the man, it's about what he represented. A father figure, a redemption story, a symbol of second chances. And if it turns out the image was a mask, carefully kept in place while darkness festered beneath, then the fall won't just be public. It'll be personal.
People didn't just follow Steve.
They trusted him. And now they're left wondering, was it all just a performance? So here we are, in the eye of the storm. What began with Diddy's arrest has spiraled into something far darker, far deeper. A tangled web of fame, power, silence, and betrayal. And at the center of it all stands Steve Harvey, once a voice of wisdom, now a man surrounded by shadows. But this story isn't just about him, or Diddy, or even Lori. It's about a system, a machine that's protected the powerful for decades. That elevated image over integrity, loyalty over truth. And now, that machine is cracking. As whispers turn into witness statements, as files begin to leak, as panic replaces pride in Hollywood's highest circles, one terrifying question remains. Who's next? Will more names fall? Will more legacies shatter? And when the dust settles, who will still be standing? Because in this new Hollywood, it's no longer about who's guilty. It's about who gets exposed first. Let us know in the comments who you think is next. And don't forget, the truth doesn't sleep, and neither do we. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay watching.